In the search of more avatar-based media, preferably ones I haven't heard of before, we know that there are references to world culture in Avatar, with the water tribe being based on Native American, Inuit, and Canadian-based tribes. The Air Nation is that of Tibetan, monk, and Buddhist cultures. The Fire Nation is that of feudal or imperialist Japan. Finally, the Earth Kingdom is that of a collection inspired by Romans and ancient Chinese cultures. The purpose of this video is the start of my investigation. If these influences happen anywhere at a more sophisticated level than what is observed on the surface of the show. Today, specifically, I want to talk about a relation between Avatar and Tibetan culture that I think extends the boundaries of what's beyond the observable level. Over a year ago, I read the Bardo Thodol, For Enlightenment and Enrichment of Knowledge. I realized something after I had finished it. There is one scene from Avatar that makes a striking similarity between its content and the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Before we progress, I believe it is crucial to be informed and have a general understanding of the book. The Bardo Thodol, or the Tibetan Book of the Dead, is a literary text that describes the descent or succession of a spirit during and after the moments of death. The spirit of that individual, if a list of prayers is said correctly by a relative or of a higher authority, the spirit will then be expressed to the Bardo existence. Therein, the spirit will be judged judiciously, counted by the Bardo. I will go over a page or two of the Bardo existence and pause, and see if we recognize anything further. If thou dost not recognize the radiance of thine own intellect, think, with faith, it is the radiance of the grace of the Bhagavan Ranasabhava. I will take refuge in it and pray. It is the hook of the grace rays of the Bhagavan Ranasabhava. Believe in it. Be not fond of the dull, bluish yellow light from the human world. That is the path of thine accumulated propensities of violent egotism to receive thee. If thou art attracted by it, thou wilt be born in the human world and have to suffer birth, age, sickness, and death. Thou wilt have no chance of getting out of the quagmire of worldly existence. That is the light path proceeding from the accumulations of thine intense attachment to samsaric existence, which hath come to receive thee. If thou be attached thereto, thou wilt fall into the world of unhappy spirits, and suffer unbearable misery from hunger and thirst. Thou wilt have no chance of gaining liberation therein. That dull red light is an interruption to obstruct thee on the path of liberation. Be not attached to it, and abandon habitual propensities. Be not weak. Trust in the bright, dazzling red light. Now, in the episode Siege of the North Part 2, the season finale of Book 1, Aang enters the Avatar state, where he is advised by Roku to seek and concur with Ko, the Face Stealer, to gather the identities of the Moon Spirit and Hindsight Spirits. They are called Tui and Law. Upon accepting, Roku warns Aang of the dangers, the harm being that if he shows emotion towards Ko, Aang's visage will no longer be his own. I want to reread certain excerpts of the pages I have previously referenced and look at them closely. From the first page I read, that is an interruption to obstruct thy path of liberation. Therefore, look not upon it. Abandon egotism, abandon propensities. do not be attracted towards it. Be not attracted towards it. Be not weak. If thou be attached thereto, thou wilt fall into the world of unhappy spirits, and suffer unbearable misery from hunger and thirst. Thou wilt have no chance of gaining liberation. The dull light is an interruption to obstruct thee on the path of liberation. Be not attached to it. Abandon habitual propensities. Be not weak. The content of the book is almost an identical eclipse over Aang's situation. Like the book, Aang, if attracted to Ko, aka showing emotion, he will lose part of his identity. Furthermore, in the Bardo Thodol, if you are tempted by the visions in such a way, you will fail the Bardo existence, meaning you will receive a poorer birth. Like Kuruk's spouse, Umi, she was rebirthed into a fate where she wasn't even recognizable. The spirit world and the Bardo are similar in terms that it is a bridge, a middle ground, I believe, between human life and human death, referencing if you did die in the spirit world, you would die in reality, which can be symbolized by not gaining a favorable birth, as you have failed to become enlightened. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I didn't say it before, but please be respectful in the comments, and please educate me if I'm wrong. For some people, this is a way of life, and so I want this to be a safe space for them to talk about and educate on their way of life, because they know infinitely more than I do, because I've only read this one text. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, the best is yet to come.